coming up next on this edition of In the City. For the fourth year in a row, Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation hosts the Special Olympics Area 16 Games at MTSU. Also, Overall Creek students test their boat building skills. Plus, Murfreesboro Fire Rescue conducts some of their most challenging training. And a new Traffic Minute public service announcement discusses motorcycle safety. Welcome to another edition of In the City, your source for what's happening right here in the city of Murfreesboro. I'm Michael Linn White. Our top story. Some of the most inspiring programs Parks and Recreation coordinate is with the special needs community. Every year in May is the time for one of the most anticipated events on their calendar.
Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation hosted the fourth year in a row Area 16 Special Olympics Spring Games at MTSU. On this day, athletes from Rutherford County Schools and Murfreesboro City Schools come to compete in multiple events.
We want it to be a world-class event, and we treat it just like we would any other track meet that we would host. All our athletes are announced in their lane assignments, their awards are announced. We try our best to make this as authentic and as real as any other world-class event.
What we try to do is we try to get these stands behind me filled. That's a big thing that we've been trying to do, get the fans cheering them on. And we're going to do a parade of athletes here in a little bit. Tam will announce all the schools, kind of get them hype and get the people in the stands to get hype with them.
I mean, we have almost 400 students between Rutherford County schools and Murfreesboro City School students. So it's a big day. Every year I hope more and more parents consider letting their kids participate in this event because actually Special Olympics is something that you can grow with as an athlete.
When the city partnered with the David Price Foundation years ago to build the Miracle Field, that was a start to the city being more involved with the special needs community.
Since then, that was really a directive from council for us to be a accessible and inclusive community. And the Recreation Department has just taken the lead on that and just expanded programs. We have a special needs population of youth, but they all grow up, and we want to continue that and make sure their quality of life is as good as any other citizen here in Murfreesboro.
So my wife is a career special ed teacher, and she's been having these athletes come out to this event for 20 years, and I love coming out here watching them. They've trained all year long, ready to compete. The smile on their faces, everybody's determined to do their best. It's just a great event.
We talked with a couple of the adult athletes that competed on the second day of the track and field meet.
I play bocce ball, golf, I coach basketball, and I'll do a local track tomorrow out here as well.
Oh, it really is. It's always fun to watch younger kids really get that experience of competing against other schools.
To make the day even more special, law enforcement personnel from the Murfreesboro Police Department and the Tennessee Highway Patrol proudly carried the Special Olympics torch and flags from the Murfreesboro Police Department to the event.
Come out to this event and watch this event. If you walk out with negativity, you need to check yourself.
The annual Boat Float STEAM project gets students out of the classroom and into the water for this fun end-of-the-year project. Overall Creek 5th grade students get out of the classroom and get their hands dirty for one of their favorite projects of the year.
Each quarter we do a STEAM project that's based on our standards, and we try to make it incorporate several different subjects that they're learning about.
Students put their skills to the test with a hands-on project that's literally making waves. The school's 5th graders' end-of-the-year STEAM boat building challenge, where science, technology, engineering, art, and math all come together in a creative and fun project.
Right now in ELA, they're learning about natural disasters and flooding, and so we tied that into some of our science standards and math standards with their measurements and everything that they had to do to build rescue boats that are supposed to help carry supplies and people in a flood.
Using only approved materials, students are tasked with designing and building boats that can actually float and carry weight. Another example that learning at Overall Creek is more than just fun. It directly connects to the curriculum they're learning in class.
They only had a certain material list, so they were given cardboard, duct tape, zip ties, pool noodles. Those are kind of the main things, and they were able to bring in additional materials if they could justify them. So some groups decided to bring in plastic wrap to waterproof the boat and things like that. It had to be small enough that they could carry and fit it through a door, but it had to be big enough that it could carry a person and supplies.
The goal of the challenge was for the boat to float in the water and stay an inch above water. Basically, the whole boat was not allowed to sink. The boats took about 2 weeks to build, with an hour each day to work on it, and they were very excited to show off their work.
They anticipated, they love all the STEAM stuff, and a lot of them have been here since kindergarten, so they've done STEAM projects every year, and this is one that's been around for a while, so they're really excited and they anticipate it. The whole school watches the live streams and things. So
the project isn't just about staying afloat, it's also about learning through failure, adjusting designs, and collaborating with classmates. For these fifth graders, it's a way to dive into STEAM education with excitement and creativity.
It's exciting. It's a stressful kind of with all the materials and everything everywhere, and every group kind of has a different take on it and different ways that they go about it, but it's really fun to watch them put everything together, and especially when they have successes and even when they don't and they're able to handle that well and still learn from it. We go back and we reflect and think about like what they could have done differently, and hopefully they apply that to future projects.
At Overall Creek, education is more than textbooks. It's hands-on and sometimes hands in the water. Firefighters that have been with the Murfreesboro Fire Rescue Department 3 years or less have to pass 2 training courses that are some of the toughest they will face in their careers.
The Murfreesboro Fire Rescue Department recently conducted their smoke divers training. This is one of the hardest training courses firefighters will go through. It's a 4-day training for firefighters that have been with the department 3 years or less.
The whole thing is about becoming more comfortable and more confident in their PPE, in their skills, and especially in their SCBA. It's a confidence builder. A lot of these students, they find these mental walls and they think they can't go any further, and we keep pushing them and encourage them, and they find so many walls that they can get through, and they come out a better firefighter.
One of the courses conducted is called 5-line. The firefighter's mask is blacked out with 0 visibility. There are 5 hose lines all tangled together, and they have to follow just one to the end. They have to perform the exercise 5 times and can't use more than 2 cylinders of air.
That's a survival drill. If you're lost, you find your line, find your way out, and you have to go through. And every obstacle that they go through is something that they could very well find in a normal structure.
It seems easy, but there's 5 lines all tangled up in that building over there, and we got some props up in there. But as long as you stay on your line, you should be good. And conserving air is a big thing. I have to say it stressed me out before I started, but after I started getting going, I feel more confident about it now.
When you take, especially vision, out of the equation, it really can throw people for a loop. And that's when they have to maintain their mental composure and not panic. They have to control their breathing. This whole class is designed to put them under stress. In a real life survival type situation, if you start losing your mental composure, things are just going to get worse.
The other course is search and rescue. There are multiple victims in a home filled with smoke. They have to search upstairs and downstairs, rescue the victims, all while not running out of air.
We gotta really spread yourself out and everywhere, look every single corner, but quickly as well. So that's where it gets taxing. So halfway through the building, you're pretty taxed, but you got to keep on going because there's victims in there, and there's babies, there's adults, so you got to try to get them out as soon as possible.
The younger firefighters have a hard time doing is controlling their adrenaline. And being able to control your adrenaline really just comes with years on the job. You have a better understanding, your confidence is higher, and so you approach things in a more calm, systematic way.
Murfreesboro Fire Rescue is so lucky to have very skilled instructors to train and encourage the new firefighters.
They're not going to get better instruction anywhere, at least in the state of Tennessee, than what they're getting right here at Murfreesboro Fire Rescue.
I love that we get out here and train so much because it really does make us a superior department, and it helps us feel more confident on the fire ground, and I just know I'm a better fireman because of this training.
Anybody that signs up for the fire department, they don't really think about a whole lot about the mental aspect of it, but this class will push you to the brink of physical and mental, so it's a good class to help you overcome that, to be able to conquer anything that we may see in the real field.
I love this job. This has genuinely made me so much more confident as a fireman, and I can't wait for the rest of my career.
In this edition of Traffic Minute, we highlight the importance of motorcycle safety.
Murfreesboro Police Department highlights the importance of motorcycle safety. Some of Tennessee's laws. A safety-approved dot helmet is required to be worn. Daytime use of headlights is required. Lane splitting is not legal. Motorcyclists must wear eye protection unless motorcycle is equipped with a windshield. And all traffic laws that signalize intersections must be followed. Some helpful tips. Check mirrors and blind spots before switching lanes. Always signal intentions before changing lanes or direction. Look twice before turning out into a roadway. Motorcycles have a smaller footprint and are harder to see. Always have a motorcycle license before riding. The Murfreesboro Police Department reminds all motorists to look twice and safely share the road to help keep motorcyclists safe.
To kick off the 2025 Spring Fling, I spent some time with Thomas Laird from the Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation Department talking about the importance of Spring Fling to the community. Good morning, Murfreesboro. I'm Michael Linn White, and I'm here with Thomas Laird with Murfreesboro Parks and Rec, and we are here at the beautiful Adams Tennis Complex because tomorrow is the kickoff for the TSSAA Spring Fling.
This is actually the 19th year that Rutherford County has hosted this event. And we're fortunate enough to have 3 of the host sites for the 5 Olympic-style sports. Tennis, which is played here at the Adams Tennis Complex, softball at the McKnight and Starplex complexes, and then, of course, soccer is at the Richard Siegel Soccer Complex. So big hats off to Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation for having facilities that fit the bill and being a gracious host for the past 19 years. This is the best Tennessee high school has to offer. These are the state championships for those 5 sports. Our guys do a phenomenal job of getting those fields ready and keeping them in top shape.
Well, again, like you said, Murfreesboro Parks and Rec puts in a lot of work for this event. It's kind of all hands on deck, but it's worth it. It's a fun event, and people get to come in and visit our beautiful town and our great facilities.
Right, absolutely. And, you know, there can't be enough said for the staff at the Murfreesboro Parks Recreation Department, particularly the maintenance side, that help keep everything looking beautiful. And this event helps keep those standards set and maintained high every year. The expectation is that they're going to come to a state tournament quality facility, and that's what they get when they come here. So hats off to all of those folks. And it's definitely a collective partnership. The area high schools participate. MTSU is part of that partnership for the use of their facilities for the Dean Hayes Track Stadium. And it really is a collective community effort and partnership that makes this event exist. And while future may see an expansion of the TSSAA and some sports may go to other cities as they add new sports, they're constantly adding sports and divisions. So we may see a few changes in the future, but it's always been a strong partnership, and those partners are working as we speak to ensure that we put in good, creditable bids for anything in the future. The economic impact for this event is several $1 million with thousands of fans and athletes coming into town. And the beauty of Spring Fling is it's during the week. We get a lot of tourism on the weekend and a lot of different things happening throughout the week, but having that time in the middle of the week is really beneficial to our economic. Hotels are full, restaurants are full, and so that's a big boost to the economy.
Parents of Murfreesboro City School students always enjoy coming to City Hall to view their child's art displayed at the school art show.
Students and parents gathered at City Hall to view the creativity and imagination on display at the Murfreesboro City Schools Art Show.
So we are having an art show reception to celebrate all the students and the hard work they've put forth in creating beautiful masterpieces.
We are thrilled to be here tonight for our annual student art show, which we do every spring. It's a chance for our art teachers to select specific pieces from students who have really gone above and beyond, have shown great promise and talent in art. And then we get to display that art here in our City Hall Rotunda. We get a chance for our families to come to see their art displayed. And it's a really great experience that allows our students not only to create and to draw and to do amazing pieces of art, but to also give them that authentic experience of displaying their art for others. And we're just really proud of our art teachers, and we're really proud of all the students who have worked so hard to make tonight possible.
The art pieces represent a wide variety of art styles and techniques and reflect the various projects the students worked on during the school year.
Some of the different styles you'll see around here tonight include collages. Things have been cut, glued together, paintings, watercolor paintings, tempera paintings. You'll see some drawings as well, and I'm looking forward to it.
Art pieces from each grade were chosen by the art teachers to represent their school.
The way the art teachers select the work is they make sure that the students, whether they painted or drew something, that they took the time in making sure the piece was recognizable, and also looking for neatness, as painting inside the lines, or if it was a project painting outside of the lines, it was recognizable. Artwork that is selected by the teachers, those students are all winners, just to have their artwork selected and be displayed at City Hall. And from there, each grade level gets judged first place through third place, and then there's a best of show overall for K through 2, and then there's a best in show for 3 through 6.
These art projects allow the students to express their creativity and gives them the freedom to explore new ways of communicating their feelings and emotions.
Art promotes freedom and creativity for children. They're able to express themselves in a way that they may not be able to express themselves in other areas of learning. They're able to use a side of their brain that really promotes creativity, and I think art is great for children because it brings joy, and it's a joy for me to see that I can bring that in the classroom for them.
This yearly art show is one of the many ways that Murfreesboro City Schools brings the public together to celebrate the arts and recognize the talent and effort that the students put into their work.
It's a really big deal for the students who have worked so hard in the classroom on their art projects to be able to come somewhere completely different where the whole public viewing is displayed, and the fact that they get to see their artwork not only shown, that they get to see it with their families, but they even get recognized for it. So that's a really big deal, and I'm so glad that MCS provides this opportunity for our students.
Our mission in Murfreesboro City Schools is to ensure that our students are both academically successful and personally successful. And so when we think about what we do as a district, it's not just about making sure our students know reading and math and science and social studies, even though that's incredibly important, but it's also about giving our students an opportunity to explore their talents, whether it's through music or art or other things, our robotics program. And tonight is a great example of, for those students who really thrive in that art classroom, to show that your skills matter, your talents matter, and we want to celebrate them.
One of the oldest and most influential buildings at Cannonsburgh is getting a much-needed renovation so it will last for years to come.
Cannonsburgh Village represents early Tennessee life from the 1830s to the 1930s. One of their most important buildings has been in need of renovations for years.
The Haynes Museum behind us, it was a warehouse and a cotton gin, and it was built in the 1870s, probably around 1874. So it's here in Cannonsburgh Village, where we've got a historical village surrounding us, and all these buildings have been moved in from Murfreesboro, various places in Rutherford County, but this warehouse behind us is the original, and it's the only original building that's here. So, you know, it's a real anchor point to Cannonsburgh, and just more reason for it to get some TLC. So because of its age, it had some roof leaks and damage, but because it has leaked for so long and it doesn't have gutters, you can see, that ended up making foundation issues as well. So the corner over here is sinking, we've got some cracking, so it's kind of a two-pronged process getting it fixed and back open.
The Parks and Recreation Department applied for and received a grant from the state of Tennessee that will pay for the majority of the renovations.
Several years ago, we were able to hire a grants manager for the city. She does a phenomenal job and has gotten us a lot of money. The council and the leadership do such a great job supporting us, so we're really able to have some banner parks.
Singer explains the importance of the building to Cannonsburgh and some future plans for it.
We call this the Haynes Museum, and it really has some interpretation of the history of Cannonsburgh. It does also have some quite a few panels of early life in here in Tennessee, and it was the area that people could go and get the most interpretation, like read the panels, really kind of dive into some history of early rural Southern life, which is what Cannonsburgh is depicting. We've got some plans, though, when this gets fixed to make some renovations, make some more room. Would love to make some programming space out of it. It's such a cool building, and it's been basically untouched as far as the interpretation part for 50 years, and so it's kind of time for an update as well.
Next year, Cannonsburgh will turn 50 years old. What's being planned?
The staff is working on just a big celebration, so more to come.
We highlight another great program from Parks and Recreation's Cultural Arts Department on the Murfreesboro Greenway.
Starting this May, you're formally invited to join artists of all ages to decorate our greenways with Cultural Arts Murfreesboro and their wayfinding art events. The goal of Cultural Arts Murfreesboro is to provide access to arts programming of all kinds in the city of Murfreesboro. With chalk, stencils, and a blank concrete canvas, these artists began to fill the greenway with colorful drawings.
It's free, first of all, which is really nice. And we're already coming to the park anyways, and gives our boys something to do. Oh, we love it. We didn't know about it until today, and it was a pleasant surprise. We've had fun out here.
The next event is June 6th at Barfield Crescent Park from 10 a.m. and lasts till noon. It's free, and there is no registration required. Cultural Arts Murfreesboro is also offering an additional program this summer, Pop-Up Art in the Park. With these gatherings, you can stop by their tent with your child and do a free take-home craft.
On Tuesdays in June and July, we'll be at Siegel Soccer Park, and on Thursdays, we'll be at Barfield Park, and we'll be offering pop-up events, which will have arts and crafts, hopefully some music, and maybe even some snow cones.
For more information on all the fun activities sponsored by Cultural Arts Murfreesboro, call 615-893-7439 or check them out online.
Fourth graders at Overall Creek take you through a journey in the Smoky Mountains for their end-of-the-year STEAM project.
Hi, my name is Naya. Before we go into the habitat, I'd like to tell you something cool.
It's one of the most anticipated projects of the school year, and this time it's taking students, teachers, and visitors on a journey through one of Tennessee's most treasured places.
We have transformed a classroom into the Great Smoky Mountains, picked 3 of the most popular areas, and kind of set up students to talk about it, explain it. They made animals, they've made land features, they have worked with our art teacher to create those animals.
Step inside the classroom and see the transformation that takes you right into the heart of the Smoky Mountains. It's all part of the school's annual end-of-the-year STEAM project, where science, technology, engineering, arts, and math come to life in a creative way.
We were thinking of a habitat that the kids would know well, that would show off some of our science standards that we've learned this year, but also cover some of those 5th grade standards to kind of, get them ready for 5th grade. And we thought that the Great Smoky Mountains would be a great project to do for that.
The students work hard making the rooms into different areas of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Each room is a different season, and the students explain how and why that happens and many more cool facts.
They have loved every single minute of it. Kids are going home and talking about it every night. Last night we had our STEAM night, and we had so many parents coming through and the kids showing off their hard work. Kids from other grade levels talking about wanting to come to 4th grade so that they could do this.
It's more than just a classroom assignment. It's an experience that brings learning to life.
It's just been a really great experience for everyone, for the teachers. Teachers have been so proud of their students, watching them blow us out of the water, memorizing their lines and talking to all kinds of grade levels and all kinds of adults. It's been really awesome.
This year's project was months of work for these 4th graders, bringing so many subjects together for an impressive display of creativity and collaboration. Murfreesboro City Schools recognizes this year's retirees at a special lunch honoring their years of service. As a token of appreciation, Murfreesboro City Schools honors special members of the MCS family. The district hosts a luncheon to celebrate this year's retirees.
We are celebrating all of our educators, our educational assistants, and people from our transportation department, but our employees who are retiring, and today is about saying thank you to them and for their years of service to our school district.
Educators and staff members from across the district gather for a special event in their honor, recognizing years of service, leadership, and impact on students and families.
Some of our staff are retiring after being with us for 5 years. We may be the second or third district they've been with. And then some of our staff, they've been here for 20 years, 25 years, one for 36 years they've dedicated to our district. And it's just with gratitude that we come and just say thank you for pouring into our students, for helping to build the legacy of Murfreesboro City Schools.
Murfreesboro City Schools serves more than 9,000 students across 13 schools. And leaders say the district's success wouldn't be possible without the dedication of their staff.
I think retirement's really a bittersweet moment for so many people as you close a chapter, and when you have people who have the years of service they've dedicated to this district, it just shows their love for the kids, it shows their love for their co-workers. And so I know it's bittersweet for them, but I have full faith that when they get into retirement, they're going to love that just as much.
Smiles, hugs, and a few tears filled the room as Murfreesboro City Schools says thank you to this latest group of retirees. There's always something great happening with Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation during the summer. Here are some mark your calendar events you don't want to miss. Borough Beach is open for the 2025 season. Hours are Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., Saturday 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and Sunday 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Murphy Spring Wetland and Boardwalk is always a great place to spend outside. Stroll around the boardwalk and enjoy the 25-acre park that we have right here in the middle of Murfreesboro. As you walk around, learn all about the history, the restoration projects, and the native plants that are being added to help support the wetland areas. Look for the beavers, turtles, raccoons, and our family of otters, all thriving in their natural habitat. Cannonsburgh is a great place to walk around and rediscover that nostalgic time of long ago. You can take a self-guided tour of the village or come for one of the many programs that are offered throughout the week. Some exciting renovations are happening on the Haynes Museum. And have you ever checked out the world's largest cedar bucket? A staple in this area is Movies Under the Stars. There's an incredible lineup of movies this year. Bring a blanket or lawn chair and settle in for a relaxing evening featuring family favorites you won't want to miss. The dates for this season is June 2nd through July 26th. Movies shown on Mondays at Barfield Crescent Park, Thursdays at Richard Siegel Neighborhood Park, Fridays at Cannonsburgh Village, and Saturdays at the Fountains at Gateway. The movies start at dark and are free. It's one of the summer favorites, Splash Out. Come and have some wet and wild fun as Murfreesboro Fire Rescue trucks spray water from their hoses and everyone enjoys. Thursday, June 5th from 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Old Fort Park. Thursday, June 26th from 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Richard Siegel Park. Thursday, July 10th from 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Barfield Crescent Park. The annual Juneteenth celebration, a celebration of community and culture. This event is free for all ages and will include a kids zone with free games and activities, food vendors, artists, and live music and dancing. Held at Bradley Academy Museum and Cultural Center. Saturday, June 21st, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Celebration Under the Stars 4th of July event is great music, lots of fun, and amazing fireworks. This incredible event has quickly become one of the best places to spend your 4th of July. Friday, July 4th at the Fountains at Gateway, 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. DJ, food trucks, and splash pad. 7:30 p.m. live entertainment by Derek Dove and the Peacemakers. 9 p.m. fireworks show. Check out the Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation website at murfreesboroparks.com. and find the Things to Do calendar for a list of all of our upcoming events. Well, that's it for this edition of In the City. As always, for more information about the City of Murfreesboro or any of the stories you've seen here, you can always visit our website at www.murfreesborotn.gov. And if you want to see any of the stories that you've seen today or catch up on some of the latest city news, you can always visit the City of Murfreesboro's YouTube channel. I'm Michael Linn White, and until next time, we look forward to seeing you in the city.